Today on the internet, Blizzard being awful, McCree with a name change, Martin Luther King is in Fortnite, games journalism is still absolutely terrible, China bans video games for the under 18s, and Felicia Day gets caught in a web of lies. Hi folks, and today I just thought I'd do a different kind of video. I did one of these a while back when I was playing GGZII. I like the idea of conversation. You seem to enjoy the conversation, and I like the idea of talking to the camera in like a more human way. I think like when I personally watch a ton of YouTube, I feel like the guys like advertising at me, or they're just speaking in an unnatural way. I don't know if it's come across to you in my videos, but I try to just chat like a normal person. If you like the concept of this video and you want to see more, then give it a like, give it a comment, because they'll be easy to produce because, yeah, everything's always happening and I'm always clicking shit. Overwatch has had some problems because it's been connected to Blizzard. And for those that don't know, Blizzard has been doing some pretty heinous shit. I won't go into the whole detail because I want to keep the video slightly punchy and quick. Gamer bro culture, sort of sexualizing the workplace, pressures, harassments, all the bad shit. Blizzard have done it. They've been sued. I think it's, don't quote me, but I believe it's about like the state of California when I read the story, and I've read up on it, and yeah, pretty bad shit. Okay, so some of the character names are named after people that worked at the studio. One of the biggest characters is the little cowboy character called McCree. Last name named after one of the people that was sort of getting in trouble for doing this shit at Blizzard. Now, if you actually know the story and you read the story, the McCree guy wasn't so much one of the top people that was doing all this harassment and sexual assault. So his friend invites some people over. I think it might have been a convention, a party, something. And he texts. They're having a kind of a conversation and paraphrasing, but basically, we're coming over, we're bringing some girls, are they hot? And then he's like, you know, can we fuck them, basically, is the sort of comment / vibe he's going for. Now, this guy kept this shit private and it was leaked. So is there nowhere in the world where this is private? Now, I'm not saying that's right, what he's done, but what I'm saying is he isn't on the same level as some of the other people. And that doesn't make it right either. But the point I'm getting at is what this has actually done is if you're the average gamer and you don't follow Blizzard and you don't know any of this shit, now all of a sudden what's going to happen is you're going to load up the game and you're going to load up the cowboy character, look for McCree and be like, why is he suddenly called X, Y, and Z? Why is his name changed? And then you're going to start to read about how Blizzard are awful. So suddenly this person that didn't really know what was going on now knows that you're an awful company, and maybe they don't want to support you. Or they could go down the other route and think, wow, that dude was right. Oh, that's hilarious. Why should he be punished for a private conversation? Fuck you. I ain't watching your Overwatch League. I ain't supporting your company. And they stop playing the game. Now, obviously, there's nuances in between. But the point is, changing the character doesn't do anything. Changing the character's name doesn't do anything. It doesn't actually help the victims. Like, if you were sexually harassed and your entire life was ruined at work because of this culture, and then they tell you, oh, don't worry, we've changed the name of the cowboy, they don't care. The only thing this achieves is appeasing the moronic Twitter crowd that are baying for blood, in all of the wrong ways as normal, and the gaming journalists that get to write something about, you know, how they're doing better and this and that. And it's like, changing the name doesn't solve any issue, and it's just a fucking pointless gesture, like a lot of modern gaming shit, right? Speaking of modern gaming shit, another story that I've been reading about and watching is, you guessed it, or maybe you didn't guess it, because who can guess this? Martin Luther King is in Fortnite. We're not going to go into the history of Martin Luther King, why it's important, but anybody with two functioning brain cells that they can rub together can figure out how maybe putting Martin Luther King inside of a shooting game might go wrong. The idea was they had a memorial that you could go and visit. You know, this is what happens when people and higher-ups don't really understand the internet, and they don't understand how things work and how games and cultures and idiots work, is what do you think is the first thing that's going to happen when they go and visit the Martin Luther King Memorial? Do you think they're all going to be respectful? Or are they going to be memeing it up? Yeah, you guessed it. So what ended up happening was you had like Rick from Rick and Morty visiting a segregated bathroom. You had a xenomorph chilling outside of the Martin Luther King Memorial. You had all the people doing emojis. That's right. You had the whip emote. Now, if you can't figure out why maybe doing an actual whip emote with Martin Luther King is wrong, then do I really need to explain that to you? And what ended up happening was they had to remove all of the emotes to stop people doing this. They had to control a lot of shit, but because of some licensing agreements, and the whip, I think, was related to a Marvel or a DC character, one of those two, they had to keep the whip in the game because, yeah, it was licensed to this character and it couldn't be turned off. You know, all those contractual things. And it's like, it's nothing sacred. Do we need Martin Luther King in Fortnite, even as a learning tool? Because the thing is, if it's just a learning tool, okay, great. You have a ton of famous people that play Fortnite. Think of all of the famous people in the world that play Fortnite with all of their big platforms. You could have made them post a Martin Luther King documentary. They could have done YouTube videos to explain the importance and why this matters. But no, they took it upon themselves to score some brownie points, again, with Twitter, with journalists, with modern media, not thinking about how fucking stupid it is to put Martin Luther King in Fortnite. Like, nothing's sacred anymore. Like, if you're putting Martin Luther King in Fortnite, what else can you put in there? You may as well put everything in there. Like, you've got to control your product and choose what you're putting in and engage your brain. Like, you don't just put everything in there just because you can. So next is like games journalism, and why it's awful. You know, like, there's some rare gems in there, but the reality is that Gamescom confirmed to me how unbelievably out of touch modern games are and modern journalists. And like, we had Far Cry. It was like, here's a guy from Breaking Bad, let's make it all about him. Man, where do we even begin? It's like baffling. You had a couple of decent games, and then you had that bloody zombie game. Is it Escape? Or put it this way, it's that bad I can't even remember the name. It was a zombie game. People have been looking forward to it. Is it Daylight or some shit like that? And they've put free running in it, because exactly what you need in a game when you are playing a zombie survival game in an open world and you want a gritty experience. You want free running everywhere. And then in Call of Duty, you want the most bland, boring looking copy-paste game ever with these little bricks that you can climb up perfectly. And it was just a crap game. I've seen the multiplayer. The multiplayer looks generic as fuck. Then you've got Saints Row. Like, everyone knows what Saints Row's famous for and like why it's grown and got this like cult sort of following. And you look at the characters in there now. You look at, like I said in my previous video and get on the Gears review, you have those doughy, perfectly animated, like they look like plasticine that's been molded. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm struggling to use my words at the moment because it's, if you watch the Saints Row trailer, I'm judging by the likes and dislikes. There's a lot of people feeling like me. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Is this really what you've come up with? You've got this that they've been hyping up, this battle royale that's like vampires, that's not really looking very good. And the point I'm trying to make with the games journalism, to link it back, is we're giving out awards, man. We're giving out awards for like Elden Ring, and we're giving out awards for all these other games before they've launched. Now, we all know how important a launch is and how it can change and how expectations might differ and how the final product might differ. And it's these same people, they don't give a fuck, by the way. These are the same people that gave Cyberpunk every reward under the sun before it launched. greatest experience ever. Like, bro, it was one of the shittest games I've ever played. Honestly, it was. Like, it didn't work. It got refunded. I couldn't play it. And even if I could play it, the storyline was horrendous. Shooting mechanics weren't that good. Story, awful. World building, awful. You couldn't even go and get your hair cut. You couldn't go in the town. Everything was closed off. Really, really, really shit game. And they gave them all these awards. And is anyone else just completely sick of video games getting all these rewards and articles written out by people that frankly don't play games? They don't put any effort into it. They just play like 3 hours and they go, hey, that wasn't bad, therefore it must be good if I play. If someone plays more and is more into it, they're going to enjoy it more. Therefore, it must be better. It's like, no, you put the time in. You put the time in and figure out, is it better? That's your job. You're paid to do that. Not to play 2 hours, write a load of 5 out of 5. It's going to change the world. All of this like fake reviews, and then it comes out and it's awful. How can we be giving rewards to games inside a Gamescom when games haven't launched? And have we not learned anything from Cyberpunk? So yes, games journalism is still shocking. Next, we've got China. China bans under 18s from playing games. Well, rest in peace to all those young budding esports stars. But Richard Lewis covered this, and he covered the next topic I'm going to speak about, and I want to use what he said because it's very, very true. So basically, they're trying to limit I think you're allowed to play 1 hour a week on a weekend or something ridiculous like that. And why? Because they can push it through because, quote, video games are addicting and you shouldn't use addicting stuff until you are over 18. Now, Richard Lewis made the very good point that we need to stop accepting these easy storylines. You'll see YouTubers. I bet if you think about it now, some people that you follow, be it YouTubers, Twitch streamers, people that write, people like even people you know in real life will tell you that the lazy comparison, yeah, video games are addicting. Yeah, they're so addicting. Yeah, I was playing this game for like 2 weeks straight, bro. I couldn't get off it. Yeah, super addicting. No, actually, there's a difference between like being super hooked into a game and it consuming you and it taking your passion and you actively wanting to do it. Like if you want to go and play 1,000 hours of Diablo, 1,000 hours of Gears of War, 500 hours of FIFA, right? If you want to go and do that, that's entirely different to being addicted and being able to not come off it and being forced to go on it, right? You don't choose to be addicted to, say, cigarettes, right? This isn't like you wake up and you're like, man, I really actually want to play FIFA. Like I want to play FIFA and I'm done with it. I've smashed it all weekend and then I'm coming off it. That game was shit and boring. I got tramp gold. I'm coming off it. Or I have to go on FIFA. If I don't play FIFA today, I'm like there's a difference between addiction. So can we just stop pushing the easy narrative that it's addictive because there actually isn't any science behind that? And like Richard Lewis said, it's just easy taxation, isn't it? When something becomes a storyline that everyone's following blindly, what it means is they'll control it. It's an addicting substance. We'll set up jobs for the boys in government to control this shit. We'll give each other big payments. Oh yeah, we need this fund and this grant to control all of this addicting stuff. And that's how it works, isn't it? It's jobs for the boys. The government ain't got your back, mate. I'm not a government conspiracy theorist, but they ain't got your back, mate. That's not really what they're there for. And we need to just stop pushing these stupid, easy to follow storylines. And it's not just games, it's all kinds of things where people are just going along with it. They're not checking the science. They're not doing any real research. It's all just emotions and feelings and, oh, someone feels like this, so it must be right. It must be true. Therefore, X, Y, and Z needs to happen. It's like, no, like just pushing everything through at the speed of light without doing any sort of research is really fucking dangerous into what it leads. Because all of a sudden, if you have games that are regulated, you can only play a couple games a week. What about all the people that aren't, quote, addicted? What about if you just want to come on and you want to sit down and you want to play 10 hours of the new Gears 6 and someone says to you, I'm sorry, mate, this game is very, very addicting. You can't play it Excuse me, like, I'm not addicted. This guy might down the road might be, but he might just have an addictive personality, and he might have got addicted to coloring pens for all we know. Like, the game ain't addicting, it's his problem, right? I guess we'll just touch on this topic just to sort of round it out, because this one pisses me off, probably more than them all, to be honest. Felicia Day. So, Felicia Day, when I looked her up, and I sort of knew who she was, but I was amazed to see how unbelievably famous she's got. And so Felicia Day is basically barefaced lying to get herself attention. Like, these things factually didn't happen. It's why she's deleted these tweets that I'm going to put up on screen. And this is somebody that made a career for herself, made all her money, and has now pushed it into a different level. But she made it off the back of gaming culture with the guild, which is where she's famous from. And it's funny how when people make it, or when people want to distance themselves or just score a few internet brownie points for the absolute mongoloids on Twitter, that they can just say anything, and it's just gospel. Once you've reached a certain level of notoriety on the internet, it just becomes the truth. So what Felicia Day says was, hey, so I checked out some of the recent biggest channels, this is on Twitch, in the recommended column last night, and I heard the C word and the N word dozens of times. I saw men repeatedly screaming profanity at women. Is this what you want to promote to new viewers? I'm confused. At Twitch, I don't understand why you use placement like that to make big channels bigger whose content is sus and isn't advertiser friendly. Use of the word sus there, a bit gamery, isn't it? When small-time future creators who create better content can't increase their viewership because they're buried. You are what you promote. All right, so we'll just tackle the top one. There's a lot more tweets than that are problematic, and I won't waste all your time today talking about it. But why that is idiotic, and why Felicia Day can't be the poster child for sort of who looks after language, who judges whether a word is good or bad. Shut the fuck up. No one cares, mate. Nobody cares. Like, it's not even white privileged American people. There's just a massive fucking large group of people on Twitter that think they can control shit that they have no right to control. So yeah, that is it. I will now roll the clip of why the use of the C word has not always been bad to know, but Richard Lewis does it in a most poignant way.
She said she heard the C word. Spoiler, it's cunt. If you're watching my stream, Felicia, you are going to hear the word cunt. Let me explain why. Because I'm from an indigenous people, right, called Celts, right, that have been oppressed for hundreds of years, right? And it's a derivative of an Anglo-Saxon word that comes from Germanic, that has its roots in old Germania, so it's older than even that, right? And it's been in print since the 1400s in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, where the word quenta was used, Quente. And it's our fucking word. I know you're familiar with that concept. It's our word. It's our word. You see, my roots go back further than your fucking country existed. So, no, a rich white liberal American doesn't get to tell me, an indigenous person, whether or not I can use words from my ancient people's language. You don't. And you should understand that, because they're your rules. They're your rules. So, cunt is a word used in the modern era for a range of things. The least of which, by the way, is a woman's genitalia. I don't even like it for that. I don't think it's a good descriptor of that at all. Makes it sound like something menacing's down there. No. Cunt is something you use as a term of endearment. He's a good cunt. It's something you use as an insult. He's a twisted cunt. Cunt is many uses. Many uses. And it's used in Ireland, Wales, England.
C word. The word cunt that apparently everyone's terrified of, that's not actually always a bad word. Think about this, right? If I Tiny little old me on the internet with barely any viewers, any subscribers. I get 3 views on Twitch, maybe. I've been doing it for about 5 years. I get about 3 views on Twitch. If I have people hate watch me and clip and try to get me banned and try to get me in trouble, and I have people subscribing to my new channel, disliking all my videos still a month after I launched the channel because they've got sad, empty lives and they just, they want to fill it with a bit of hate. They want to rouse somebody up. If I have that, now imagine, quote, the biggest recommended channels. Imagine how many people are watching them. Imagine how many people are clipping those channels, right? Imagine how much of that is going on. Like, you go on live stream fails on the Reddit, it doesn't matter if someone's got 1 viewer or 100,000. If someone says the N word, they will be clipped and banned. But Felicia Day, gamer culture, famous notoriety Felicia Day, managed to go on the recommended. Now, the recommended, by the way, is like all of the big channels and then some people that you watch, and it like curates the list for you. That's how the recommended list works on Twitch. So if I start watching a load of hot tubs, I'm going to get hot tubs recommended, a bit like YouTube. There's a bit of an algorithm, and then it's also just going to put the top people in there. So her own curated recommended column, she managed to watch that and dozens of times heard the C word and the N word, and not a single person clipped it. There is no evidence of this online, just Felicia Day's words. And guess what? All of her tweets have been deleted, but she'll go on carrying on a normal day as if she's got your back, and as if she's one of the guys, and if she's the gamer. She's a, quote, actress, new media geek, author, gamer. That's what she is, apparently. She/her. I like to keep tweets real and not waste people's time. She/her. But you are wasting people's time, Felicia Day, because you're talking fucking bullshit. That's the truth. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. There would have been footage everywhere of the top people on Twitch using the N-word. What this was there's been hate raids going on. So what this means is Twitch had the brainwave of an idea to bring in tags. So I can tag myself on my stream as a load of preset things. Meaning, when I stream, I can tag myself as a white, gay, depressed man. Yeah? And people can search up those tags. So nobody at Twitch thought, well, I'm sure everyone's going to use this in the most correct way, and everyone's going to be brilliant with it, and it's going to be such a modern and open system, and everyone's going to feel more comfortable with it. No. What do you think people did? People went and searched up minorities. They went and searched up tags like LGBT and all of this stuff, and they go and they harass the shit out of them. It's not right. But anyone with a working brain cell was like, yeah, this is obviously going to fucking happen. You have anonymous people online and you give them easy tags to search people. Oh, let's go and look up all the depressed people tonight. And put bad thoughts into the mind. Like no one's thought this through, because no one thinks anything through anymore, because it's all about looking politically correct, inclusive, open, and they're forgetting about the simple things and how fucking stupid that is to put in. So, Felicia Day, you win the award for the person that irritated me the most this week. She likes to keep her tweets real and not waste people's time, and that is why I lied on the internet multiple times and got called out and had to delete it, because I'm such a gamer. So yeah, she was basically jumping on the back of, hate raids are really popular. People are talking about these hate raids that are going on, these people that are searching up these tags. What I'll do is I'll make up a story about all this bad shit I heard on Twitch, and I'll implore them to do better. That'll get me some brownie points, you know? And then delete them all because, oh, wait, shit, people found out. I find it really sickening, to be honest. Poignant way. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. That was just some topics that took up a few minutes of my time, just to end a really, really short one. Gran Turismo, the new Gran Turismo on PlayStation 5 and probably PlayStation 4, I believe, it's online only. Because what we needed was more games to be online only when they don't need to be. All right, fair enough if you're a Diablo and you don't want people to learn how the loot code works and it doesn't want to be offline and yada yada. Gran Turismo doesn't need to be an online only game, does it? And what will happen probably is people will backlash, it will get changed. But it's like, come on, wake up. Can you not see this backlash coming? Because they do. They're just always trying to get away with shit. Title of the video was just a chat for some of the shit that happened this week. If you're interested, I have a brand new YouTube channel full of mainly football. Mainly football. No, there's more stuff on it, like tech videos and a few shoe reviews I've got to record and a few product reviews I might stick up on this channel. But it's going well. We've got, I think, about 200 subscribers so far. We've got some people hate watching, just disliking all the videos for no reason. But hey, I don't, you know, whatever, bro. It's fucking, they want to live their life. If that's what makes them happy, that's what makes them happy. What would make me happy is if you would like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to check out my previous videos, I've just done a really big, long Gears 5 review. I've also done a full hours game review of Death Trash. If you like pixely style games, Death Trash might be for you. And we've done some Splitgate videos and a Scent review. There's a ton of stuff. Back for Blood review, Alien Isolation. Yeah, there's even Halo Infinite in there. I've got you covered. So, yeah, just wanted to throw this video up. Keep it nice and chill, relaxed. Not overthink it. Just a one take, things that came across my mind.